Geological time scale. Geological time scale is nothing but the time scale. It is the time scale of the events. The events which happened on the earth. The time scale of events happened on the earth is what geological time scale is. Vertebrates are the ones which have a hard back spinal cord. The spinal cord is hard for the vertebrates. Hard spinal cord. Eon is nothing but a time scale which is divided into four major parts. We'll be having the Hayden, Archean, Proterozoic, Phanerozoic. Right. The first one is Hayden. Eon is divided into era. So Hayden, Archean. Hayden, Archean, protozoans, right? Proterozoic, and then we have Phanerozoic. Hayden, Archean, Proterozoic, Phanerozoic. So Hayden is related to the evolution of the earth. Archean is blue-green algae flooding of the earth atmosphere. Proterozoic is arthropods, the invertebrates, and Phanerozoic is from 570 million years ago to present. So Hayden is the evolution of the earth. How the earth has been evolved. The evolution of the earth is called as the Hayden. And then we have the Archean, right? Archean is when the blue-green algae. After the evolution of the earth, the only thing which we consider is blue-green algae. Evolution of the earth and blue-green algae. And Proterozoic is arthropods. Phanerozoic is present. 570 million years ago till present. So we have Hayden, Archean. Hayden, Archean is blue-green algae. Hayden, Archean, Proterozoic, and then we have Phanerozoic. Hayden, and then we have the Hayden, Archean. So Hayden, Archean, Proterozoic. Proterozoic, and then we have the Phanerozoic. Eon is divided into the era. Right. The current eon is Phanerozoic is divided into Paleozoic, Mesozoic, Cenozoic. So the current is divided into Paleozoic, Mesozoic, and then Cainozoic. Era is divided into period. So eon is divided into era is divided into period. Paleozoic is divided into 6, Mesozoic into 3, and Cainozoic into 3. Cambrian, Ordovician, Silurian, Devonian. Cambrian is related to the major climate change. A major change in the climate. So Cambrian is related to the major change in the climate. So whatever we call Precambrian, there was no terrestrial life or marine invertebrates alone are present. So Cambrian is a time period which is referred to as a climate change. Therefore we have Precambrian. Cambrian period is related to the climate change. Therefore we have the Precambrian. Precambrian, all the period before the Cambrian is Precambrian. There was no terrestrial life in the Cambrian. There was only marine invertebrates. Ordovician. The first fish in the water has evolved during the Ordovician. So we'll be having the Ordovician is the first fish. The first fish has evolved in the water. This Ordovician, right? Silurian, Ordovician is related to fish. Silurian is related to the first trace of life on land. So Silurian is life on land. Life on land is Silurian. So first is Cambrian is related to the climate change. So we say that the Cambrian is related to the climate change. Ordovician. So we have Ordovician. Ordovician is related to the O for fish. Ordovician is related to the fish. And Silurian. So we'll be having the Silurian is related to the first traces of life on land. So terrestrial. life on land is Silurian. Silurian is related to the life on land. So we have Silurian. Silurian is related to the life on land. We have the life on the land is Silurian. And then we have Devonian is related to amphibians. So Devonian is related to the amphibians. We have the Devonian. The Devonian is related to the amphibians. Amphibians. So the Devonian is related to the amphibians. Carboniferous. Devonian is related to amphibians. Silurian is related to life on land. Then Ordovician is related to the fish. And Cambrian is related to the all the period before the Cambrian is Precambrian. Right. There was no terrestrial life, marine invertebrates. So Devonian is related to the amphibian, Silurian is related to the life on land, Ordovician is fish, and Cambrian is climate change. Then Cambrian, Silurian, Ordovician, Silurian, and then we have the Devonian, COSD, cost, COSD, cost. Cambrian, Ordovician, and Silurian is terrestrial. Devonian is amphibians. Ordian is Ordovician is related to fish. Cambrian is climate change. So Cambrian is related to the climate change. Silurian is related to life on land. And Carboniferous is when large number of cracks on the surface. All the vegetation has submerged. Then we have the cool. Large number of the cracks on the surface. So there was large number of cracks on the surface is what we call it as a Carboniferous, is large number of cracks on the surface. So we'll be having the Carboniferous as large number of the Carboniferous. Carboniferous is large number of the cracks on the surface. All the vegetation submerged and they became cool. All the vegetation, large number of the cracks, therefore we have all the vegetation has submerged. The vegetation has been submerged. Vegetation submerged in the Carboniferous. The vegetation has been submerged, and then we have Permian. Permian is the reptiles, where the dominance of the reptiles is called as a Permian. So Permian is related to the dominance of the reptiles. Now we have Carboniferous. What is Carboniferous? Carboniferous is when all the vegetation is submerged, led to the formation of the coals. Why did the vegetation submerge? Because there were large number of the cracks. Due to large number of cracks. Why did the vegetation submerge? The vegetation submerged because of large number of cracks. So Cambrian, Precambrian, Ordovician, Silurian, Devonian, and again Carboniferous, Permian. Permian is when the reptiles are becoming dominant and they replace the amphibians. Reptiles are becoming dominant and they replace the amphibians. Now all the 6 is related to what? Paleozoic era is having these periods, right? Next we have the Paleozoic era. Era is divided into the current era is the current era. Which is the current era? Panerozoic is divided into Paleozoic, Mesozoic, Cenozoic. So the current era alone, eon is divided into 3 eras, right? First, when we are speaking about the eon, we have the Hadean, and then we have the Archean. Hadean, Archean, Proterozoic, Phanerozoic. Hadean is the evolution of the earth. So Hadean is the evolution of earth. Archean is the blue-green algae. Proterozoic is related to the arthropods. Arthropods are invertebrates. Phanerozoic is present. Phanerozoic is divided into 3. Paleozoic, this is eon. The eon is divided into three era. Phanerozoic, Phanerozoic era. Eon is divided into Paleozoic, Mesozoic, Paleozoic, Mesozoic, and Cainozoic. The Paleozoic is COSGCP, Cambrian, Ordovician, Silurian, Devonian, Carboniferous, and P is Permian. Permian is when we have the dominance of the reptiles. Carboniferous is the submergence of Carboniferous is the cracks, development of cracks and submergence of the trees led to the formation of the coal. COSGCP. Permian is the dominance of the reptiles. Replace the amphibians. D. Devonian is we have the amphibians. Devonian is amphibians. Cause D. Silurian is related to terrestrial life. Ordovician is related to fish and Cambrian is related to climate change. Mesozoic is dinosaurs. Triassic, Jurassic and Cretaceous. TJC. Triassic, Jurassic, Cretaceous. In Triassic, we had frogs and turtles in the Triassic. We cannot tell that we had dinosaurs. Dinosaurs are only during the Jurassic. So, in the Triassic, we have the frogs and then it is related to the turtles. Triassic is turtles and frogs are Triassic. Then we have Jurassic is the age of dinosaurs. Age of dinosaurs. Jurassic, and then we have the Cretaceous. In Cretaceous, we say that there was extinction of the dinosaurs. Extinction of dinosaurs. So Triassic, Jurassic, Cretaceous or period, these are in the Mesozoic era. Mesozoic era belongs to the Phanerozoic eon. This is the current eon. Paleozoic is divided into Cambrian, Ordovician, Silurian, Devonian. Then we have Carboniferous and Permian. Right, now here this is Triassic, Jurassic and Cretaceous. Cretaceous is the extinction of the dinosaurs. Triassic is when we have turtles and then frog. Turtles and frog. Right. Cainozoic period era. So in the Cainozoic era, we have the tertiary period is the evolution of the mammals. Evolution of the mammals, and it is divided into period is divided into ages, right? It is divided into 5 ages and then there are 2 periods over here. Now this is called Cainozoic. Cainozoic era is having 2. The first one is tertiary period and quaternary. Tertiary and quaternary. Tertiary period, so it is divided into 2. It is called as a tertiary period and then quaternary period. So tertiary period and quaternary period. The tertiary period is divided into Paleocene, Eocene, Oligocene, Miocene. This tertiary period is the evolution of the mammals. Miocene, Pliocene. Quaternary period, in quaternary period we have Holocene. Holocene is again divided into, age is divided into Greenlandian, North Gripen, Meghalaya, and Anthropocene. Holocene and Anthropocene. Now quaternary period we have Holocene, Anthropocene. Scene. In tertiary, we have Paleocene, Eocene, Oligocene, Miocene, Pliocene. PE. just a reverse of poem. This is poem, but you're just going to reverse these two. And poem: Paleocene, Eocene, Oligocene, Miocene, Pliocene, Holocene, and Anthropocene. This is Cainozoic is the age of the mammals. So this is what we have, the geological time scale. We need to know about the geological time scale. So when we are going for this once again, geological time scale is nothing but the time scale of the events which happened on the earth. Now we have vertebrates are the hard back spinal cord. Now eon is having four major division: Hayden, Archean, right? Proterozoic, Phanerozoic. So Hayden, Archean. Hayden is the evolution of the earth. Archean is blue-green algae. Proterozoic is anthropods or invertebrates. And Phanerozoic is the present. They are invertebrates, right? Present. Now Phanerozoic eon is divided into it is divided into Paleozoic. Phanerozoic is divided into the Paleozoic, Mesozoic, and Cainozoic. This Paleozoic is only cos GCP, and this is Cambrian, Ordovician, Silurian, Devonian, Carboniferous, and Permian. Now, Cambrian is related to climate. Ordovician is related to the fish, and Silurian is related to Silurian is related to the first trace of life on land. So Silurian is related to the life on land, and Devonian is related to amphibians. Devonian is related to the amphibians, right? Now Carboniferous. Carboniferous is large number of the cracks, and Permian is related to the reptiles dominate and replace the amphibians. Mesozoic is Triassic is related to frogs and turtles. Jurassic is the age of dinosaurs, and Cretaceous is extinction of dinosaurs. Cainozoic is divided into tertiary and quaternary. The tertiary is divided into POMP. Paleocene, Eocene, Oligocene, Miocene, Pliocene. Paleocene, Eocene, Oligocene, Miocene, and then we have Pliocene. Quaternary is divided into the Pleistocene, Holocene, and Anthropocene. So it is having Pleistocene is the Homo sapiens, Holocene is the modern human. So I just forgot to include Pleistocene, Holocene. So Pleistocene, Holocene, and then we have the Anthropocene. Pleistocene, Holocene, and then we have the Anthropocene, right? So Pleistocene, Holocene, and Anthropocene is from the Quaternary.